Horsnell, who is a senior architect at Troppo Architects. Ryan is about making things wholeheartedly, pragmatically, and with style. With his early background in building and love of human interaction, Ryan is a crucial part of Troppo's construction management service. Ryan leads Troppo's potable buildings portfolio, Tropods, delivering unique pods to far out places in northern and central Australia, right down to Mornington Peninsula and the southeast South Australia. This project was actually awarded the Dietrich Kendrick Award for Sustainable Architecture at the South Australian Architecture Awards. It won't be open for a sustainable house. It would be quite a trek to get down to Robe. However, we're very pleased to have Ryan here to tell us a little bit about this special project of his. Welcome, Ryan.
Great, thank you. I'll start with the Tropod story and the journey thus far. Tropod's a result of 5 years of skill-sharing collaboration between Oscar Building and Troppo. Oscar's a 3-generation, family-owned, modular building and furniture manufacturer based in Horsnell, Victoria, with a strong ethos of innovation and community service. Troppo practiced from a family of 6 offices around Australia. Environmentally responsive regional architecture is what we do. The precursory Tropod project was to deliver 14 holiday units to the ASBN Kakadu Resort. Building on a long experience of contracting portable building systems for remote projects, we set about devising systems that would suit Oscar's methods. We worked on how to clip, push and fold the buildings to form just right spaces and a cohesive site plan. We put it all to the absolute test when we transported them over 4 days to the other side of the country. From this project, we developed the concept of a suite of pods that might combine for diverse purposes. Each pod could have customisable layouts and be built of real materials with fit out down to materials and bespoke furniture. And we wanted to be able to partner with local builders and trades, an approach that would give each Tropod its own sense of place and identity. After the success of ASBN, we continued to further develop the methodology to minimise transport and on-site construction. For example, the Tropod bathroom out at Border Store, Kakadu can be forklifted from a compact truck with sprung roof just sprung on site. At Injaluk Arts Centre in Arnhem, we developed the Love Shack, a 2-storey unit of 2 modules, top and bottom. Both halves fit on the back of a truck and then eaves clipped on site. Now to Robe, overflow accommodation for visiting friends and the ever-growing family. The top picture up there is the proposed site on top of the dune, and the bottom site is the existing elevated dwelling with the view back over to the site. Beyond the existing elevated dwelling, 3 quite separate pods. A living bathroom pavilion in the middle there, a bedroom pavilion up the top, and a 2-level lookout pavilion down the bottom. Are sited to work for both one big family getaway or to be used as separate retreats. We're thinking journey, fit with site level, solar control, views, and using the dunes for privacy between each unit. All the pods at Robe are adaptations of previous Tropods. From our systemised building methodology, we've been able to adapt fit-out detail to this very particular site. In this adaptation of the Love Shack, windows are a layout for 2 bunk beds, the kitchens are under the stairs, upstairs a lookout bedroom with views across the dunes. These are our first pods for down south. Walls are now insulated and ventilation and solar access is controlled. Still no aircon needed in here. Prefabrication of the pods enables high levels of trade quality and material efficiency. We can reduce waste considerably by bulk ordering materials to reduce and reuse packaging. We set out all elevations to reduce sheet offcuts. With every offcut that doesn't get used for these pods can be repurposed for the next pod, until it gets so small that all we can do is turn it into garden mulch, which we do on site in Horsham. The Oscar shed, might I add, also is covered by solar panels that more than offset all our power demands through manufacturing. Prefabrication reduces site environmental impacts by removing common construction impacts of a traditional build. This also results in site management, site waste, site rehabilitation cost savings. Each pod, seen here is the Love Shack, is lifted onto concrete-free footing systems, which means no excavation of the dune system, and they can also be readily removed in the future. Pop-outs are then extended, the decks are then raised, and the verandas are pulled up as well. The pods are built with hard-wearing materials. Cement sheet cladding, hardwood weatherboard, zinc loom roofing, plywood and strandboard internal linings were chosen at Robe for their environmental fit, with low embodied energy. The pods are built robustly and real and designed to age gracefully. Fit-out details are adapted to suit purpose. Materials are again natural and honest, an extension of the architecture. No plasterboard needed here. The laser cut ceiling panels are taken from shadow patterns from photos taken on site. These give each pod its own sense of identity. There is a lot to be said for taking only what you can carry, and trop pods are much the same. Building to what can only fit in the back of a truck makes us consider every metre square and millimetre square while delivering clever, usable spaces. While small, they're made generous by their strong connection to the great outdoors. The pods nestle in nature, capturing the informality of a rural beach holiday in the loose siding, form and texture. Edges are light and walls are deeply shaded, delicate insertions in landscape. The trop pods were designed as overflow accommodation, and 12 months later, we can't get the clients out of them. That's it, and I've just got a couple of ones here. These are our next pods that we're doing down in Victoria for Victorian Government and for parks, which is going to be called our hard tents, which are basically a tent and single skin walls on the sides and core 10 roof. Go to the next one as well. We've even designed our own taps and sinks out of steel, and then there's the bedroom, the outside bathroom. That's it. Cheers.